بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب زدني علما.
So now the next thing, let's try to understand the VTEP. VTEP basically stands for VXLAN Tunnel Endpoint. So in simple, we can say like tunnel endpoint, which is going to encapsulate and decapsulate the original user frames. Now, in this case, we generally refer to a device. Let's say we have a network, you have a switch network or a layer three network, whatever it is. So they all are connected with each other. Now we are trying to send a packet from here to here. So which means now this is going to be my source device and this is my destination device. So there will be a logical or the overlay network which is being built right between these two devices. Now this device is called VXLAN Tunnel Endpoint and this is called VXLAN Tunnel Destination Endpoint. So the actual encapsulation happens on the left side and the decapsulation happens on the right side, and this original whatever the original frames, it's done on the VTEP device. So these are typically referred as the edge devices. We can say like it's an edge device on the VXLAN network. And why do we need that? Because the VTEP is responsible for, now these edge devices are responsible for facilitating the communication within the VXLAN network. So it's going to connect your VXLAN segments. So whatever the segments you have or the devices you have over the existing layer 2 or the layer 3 infrastructure. So basically the complete layer 2 infrastructure is built on the top of the layer 3 infrastructure. And also it is responsible for encapsulation of your packets. So the encapsulation happens on this side, and on the receiving side, the decapsulation is going to happen. So the next thing, what exactly it does. Now the VXLAN tunnel endpoint, it does the VXLAN encapsulation and the decapsulation, the same thing what I have just explained. Responsible for encapsulating the data packets, and these headers will be having information about the VNI. Of course, we have seen already this information, like it has the VNI information, which is going to identify which network segment it belongs to. And also it's going to build the tunnels. Now the tunnels are, again, as I said, the logical, these are the tunnels, what I've just shown you. These are the logical connections which will enable the transmission of your packets from one network segment to another network segment. And typically these tunnels are spanned over the physical infrastructure. So at the back end, you will have a physical infrastructure might be set up over the layer 3 network on the top of a layer 3 network. And there's one more thing, it also enables the inter-data data center communication, which means you might be having a data center. So if I go back to the same topology here, you might have a data center here, and then you have another data center here. Now, typically you want to have inter-data center communication between these two over the layer 3 infrastructure. Now, this is my typical layer 3 infrastructure. And with the help of this VTEP, the edge devices, they will be facilitating the communication between the data center or the virtual environment. So basically, they ensure that your packets originating from one data center is being transported to another data center without any problems. And again, while it is doing that, it is going to encapsulate the original frames and on this side, like I said, and it's going to decapsulate on the other side once it reaches the destination server. Now, if you try to understand the example, now if you just take a simple example to understand the VXLAN, basically the VXLAN tunnel endpoint scenario, let's try to define some roles. Like in this scenario, what I'll do is I'll take one simple scenario diagram here, where we'll assume we have a data center here. Let's say We want to take one example scenario to clarify the role of VTEP inside the VXLAN. So we'll take two data centers. Let's say we have a data center here, and then we have another data center here. So data center 1 and data center 2. We can name it as data center A and data center B, or maybe two different locations, or you have some switches connecting to other switches, or maybe connecting to a layer 3 network, or it can be anything. So typically this refers to the transport network, which is connecting over the layer 3 network. Now, what I want is I want to enable the communication between these two data centers. So each data center have its own VXLAN configuration on both the sides. Now, again, the first thing, what happens here is VXLAN segments are configured like we have a specific VNI. VNI is same like a VLAN, let's say 100. And then we have a VNI 200, or I can take 100 here as well. So in each data center, we have a VNI 100, which is going to represent a data center A, or even you have a VNI with a B, let's say, probably with a 200 like that. So each data center devices are configured with the VTEPs. Now these devices are completely or the endpoints which are already configured, and they will be acting as an entry and the exit points here. Of course, there will be a tunnel establishment happens on this. So both the VTEPs, there will be a tunnel establishment between these two data centers. And this is issued by setting up the VXLAN tunnel interfaces. Okay. And then the encapsulation happens. Of course, the data center A, when you're sending the information from the A, the packet goes to the edge device, and from there, it reaches the data center B. And likewise, that's how it's going to allow the inter-data center communication as well. So at the end, the original packet, which is being delivered from host A to host B, let's say I'm sending from host A to host B, it looks like as if it is locally sent. So even though this particular device is sitting on the data center on the left side, and we have another host which is sitting on the other side, but it looks like as if they are logically connected over the layer 2 network. So the end data delivery, it doesn't look like as if they are being transported over the layer 3 network. It looks like a local network. So the same process happens vice versa. So the reverse direction as well. So the encapsulation happens on one side, then the decapsulation happens on the other side. So here, basically the edge devices, we call them as VXLAN tunnel endpoints. They play a crucial role in the VXLAN communication process, and they're basically responsible for encapsulating and decapsulating the packets on both the sides. Now, if you want to set up these VXLAN tunnel endpoints, it can be done either based on the hardware or the virtual devices. Now, these devices can be a physical device. Now, physical means it can be just like a router or a switch, which refers to a physical device, or it can be a virtual switch as well. So you can also have a virtual switch deployed on the server. It can be a dedicated server, like you have a server, and inside that there is a virtual interface or a virtual switch which is being used on that. Now let's try to see the difference between the two. Now the first one, we have hardware VTEP devices. These are typically the routers or the switches. The traditional routers and the switches can play the role of the VTEP, means you can encapsulate the VXLAN packets in the hardware of routers and the switches. So which means this can be a normal switch. In most of the scenarios we use switches. It can be a switch which will be doing the encapsulation and the decapsulation process of the VXLAN packets. And it's a dedicated hardware component available. Now, these devices are purposely built to do packet switching or the packets processing, which can handle all your VXLAN packets at a wide speed. So the main advantage of using the dedicated hardware, it provides you the wide speed, and they are designed or built as per that. And again, these hardware VTEPs or the hardware devices are used in a large enterprise or the data center network. So whenever you talk about the large scale data center environments, you probably see the hardware VTEPs will be used, which requires a very high performance as well as you require very low latency processing capabilities. So if you want very low latency and high performance, you probably go with the hardware products. Now, on the other hand, we also have the software VTEP. Now, software VTEPs basically handles the same job done inside the software, which means you don't have a dedicated hardware, but it's done inside the software. The entire encapsulation, decapsulation process completely done inside the hardware, which will be using the resources of the local device or the CPU of the computer or the device based on the software defined components. Now, some of the examples of this are like you have something like NSX, some of the like any server which is running. You can take any server which is running any of your hypervisors like NSX enabled ESXi host, which basically runs, or maybe any of these examples you can take. So most of the software VTEPs are commonly used in the virtual environment. So if you are running any kind of virtual environment, probably you will see this like cloud computing scenarios where you're using cloud computing or any virtual environments, you will see the software VTEP will be used. And of course, it will have a virtual VTEP interface. There will be a virtual VTEP interface, which is more like SVI interface, which is existing on that particular device, and that refers to the local that basically connects to the local device and provides internal bridging implementation it will provide you. So this basically just act like a source interface for all your VXLAN packets sending to the destination. Now you may ask like, okay, what is a better option? Which one should I consider, whether the hardware or the software? It totally depends on the choice of selecting between the hardware or the software. It totally depends on the specific requirements of your network deployments. Like typically you prefer to go with a hardware VTEPs if you want to have a very high performance capabilities, and also latency wise you want very low latency scenarios. But whereas the software VTEPs are more deployed in the virtual environment. So if you're using any kind of virtual database environments or any kind of cloud environments where there is a more virtualization environments are implemented, you probably go with the software. Like in some cases, you may see the combination of both as well. Like you will be using hardware as well as the software VTEPs, which might be used for optimizing the network performance on providing the best of both, like in terms of performance as well as adaptability. So regardless of which type of VTEP are you going to use, whether it is a software or the hardware, it is an integral part of the VXLAN technology. Because at the end, there must be some kind of encapsulation and decapsulation happens, and the tunneling happens. So at the end, the VTEP plays an important role in encapsulating or building the tunnels or communication process inside the VXLAN. So the edge devices, we call them as VTEP, generally VXLAN Tunnel Endpoints.